Hi, my name is Paul Finch. I'm the president of the BC General Employees Union. I'm also the chairperson of your Public Service Bargaining Committee. So I'm just going to provide a bit of an update. We're just going to do these infrequent video updates where we feel it's necessary or requested, and really we'll get into kind of more frequent video updates as more action's happening. So first and foremost, before I dive into it, I just want to do a big thank you to our entire bargaining team. That's the bargaining committee and all the staff attached to it. I think they're doing incredibly good work. They're working really hard on all our behalf, and so big thank you and props to all of them. There's a lot of work that goes into the proposals, especially the non-monetary proposals as well, and it's a lot of tough work, especially in the back and forth and validating, vetting things, and also figuring out and analyzing how everything applies. And it often requires long discussions, and they're doing great work. So I just want to give a quick overview what's happening. So we've been at the table 2 weeks, and we've discussed some non-monetary proposals back and forth. It's a respectful tone at the table. And right now, we've tabled a number of proposals, but I want to focus in on a few. And this isn't necessarily in order of importance, but I just want to talk a bit about a few that are key that we're discussing right now. One is to get better data collection. And the reason why we've done that is that we want to be able to orient members to the full rights and responsibilities of being in a union. We also need to be able to produce seniority lists and audit kind of the dues that we're getting. So those are really important. The other one is a rapid grievance tribunal. And so one of the things that we've noticed is that the grievance system is largely broken. It can take a year or 18 months for a minor issue to get resolved. We need some urgent action on this. And so fixing the grievance system so it's no longer this elongated process for everyone. We don't expect to fix the thing in its entirety in one go, but we do want to create a rapid grievance tribunal to basically pick off the easier or simpler grievances and get those going through a rapid process. The other thing is one of the key things, and this is something that I think elicited some commentary from our membership broadly, is the classification system or the public service job evaluation plan. And so I want to give a bit of an explanation. We're going to have a written bulletin that'll explain this a bit better and talk about why we're proposing eliminating the public service job evaluation plan in its entirety, rolling all of the existing temporary market adjustments and bonuses into base pay, and working over the term of the next agreement to develop a new system and to have a dispute resolution process in the meantime that addresses market factors. So first of all, what is the PSJEP, or the Public Service Job Evaluation Plan? Well, it's a system that was brought in the 1990s out of an agreement to address gender pay equity. In short, women were getting paid less for work of the same complexity that men were doing. And this is because of broader market forces and societal forces. And the system that was developed at the time helped rectify that. And so what happened is a system was set up to basically use a series of 13 factors based on benchmark positions throughout the union, and a scoring system was created. And so that scoring system applied a points basis, and if you're in a certain band of points, you were basically ascribed a position on the grid level, and that corresponds to the pay that you get. So a few issues with this. At the time, it was a good move, but over time, it's fallen into extreme disrepair, and at this point, we think it's broken to the point where it can't be fixed. So first and foremost, if you file a classification appeal, the system is arbitrary enough on the points basis, and it's outdated enough that it's really difficult to get these in. And a really good example that's come up recently in a couple classification appeals is in the wildfire service, the incident command system isn't considered part of one of those. It's not considered in the rating factors or in the benchmarks. That's a flaw of the system itself. Another big one is a lot of the benchmark positions that feed into the factors, those positions are antiquated and no longer exist. So a lot of the referential jobs that this is pulling from, it's work that's no longer done, or the duties have changed so substantively over the last 35 years that it's not really relevant. An example is a stenographer. We don't do stenography anymore, really. So that's kind of, there's a few other positions like that. There's a lot of examples I could give. And the timelines are such that people often wait years to get a result. That's a big problem because in that intervening period, we have one that's been out 9 years. So to me, this is completely unacceptable, and I think it should be unacceptable to all of us. But what happens is that people expect to win a classification appeal. The likelihood of winning it is very, very low because the system, frankly, doesn't work. And over that period of years, an expectation is built up of back pay throughout that system, and people are pretty disappointed when eventually they don't win. And it's very rare that we win these cases. So, I'd like to say that this system's pretty broken. It's actually being used to suppress wages, and it has no reference out to the broader labor market. So there's a number of areas, and I think we've got a solid proposal to fix that. So if you have questions on that, I encourage you to look at the bulletin we're going to put out. We're going to have some written description, and of course, if you have further questions, please contact your elected reps, and we'll try and feed that in and provide more and better information as we can. So finally, what I want to say is that we're monitoring the economic situation across the province and also across Canada and globally pretty closely. We understand that the looming tariff threat is fairly serious. We're looking at it, and we also understand the various market pressures on the province. And when I say that, I've been pretty explicit out in the media and public statements saying that a lot of this deficit in the province is created by decisions of government that we think can be amended. And I'll give a few of those. The lack of resource royalty revenue that we're receiving, that's something that came in through the last couple governments. We need to correct that. That's a big problem. When we look at the procurement strategy for what is now the largest series of infrastructure projects in the history of the province, that's another area where we think the province can do better. And I think that right now it's tumultuous economic times, and so we're not going to make any quick decisions. And right now, to be frank, we don't have a monetary proposal or mandate from government. I don't expect that we'll get one before the budget, at least. And so, for the time being, we're really focusing our efforts on the non-monetary issues, and we'll go from there. So, thanks for all your support. It's great. I think we've had tremendous support from across the board, and I think that's really important to support this bargaining team and getting the best possible deal for all the members. So, thanks again, and keep watching for updates.